Welcome everyone, I'm AngloV the Polish guy, and today I will show you a continuation of my solo C3 pulsar wormhole expedition. If you haven't watched it yet, check out the first part of this series, linked in the description. Okay, so from the moment I logged on this session, I noticed a venture on D-scan. Being in a mood to shoot something after the experience with the Tengu, I decided to find it and destroy it. For a while I D-scanned and found out that it was stationary in a safe spot. I warped off to be out of its D-scan range and refitted for PvP. Using my combat probes I scanned it down. I warped right on top of it, but my locking time was horrible. I was pretty disappointed to find it unpiloted. My kill mail showed me that Quafe Enthusiast owned it. It was also a combat venture, which was weird at the time. The next day, Quafe Enthusiast released a video linked in the description. He actually killed an exploration ship in this wormhole. It was really weird for me to find remnants of a video maker in the same hole. Moving on, I destroyed the evidence of the venture and kept some of its modules. I scanned the wormhole for some time after, refreshing my SIGI info. I dropped off some loot on my alt and went to lowsec with it. I will show you this process later in the video. At one point, a new signature appeared in the wormhole. It was a K162 highsec connection, so I got cautious about anyone entering the system. After scanning for some time with combat probes, I didn't find anyone, and whoever was there probably got scared off. So, for this day I decided to do 2 Forgotten Frontier quarantine outposts. Overall they went by quickly and without issues. I didn't upgrade my rattlesnake yet, so it didn't go by optimally. Let me know if you want to see me cover the wormhole sites step by step, because right now I'm only showing you fragments of them. It could be a separate series from this one. After dropping off the loot from those 2 sites, I went to get some upgrades with my alt. Thanks for all the recommendations below my last video, because those really helped me here. What I got are faction shield extenders, a second laser, a cap recharger for those zero cap situations, and an omnidirectional tracking link with a tracking script for my drones so that they hit better and more often. I also got the shield rechargers I forgot the last time. I swapped the shield extender rig for a shield purger. The first time I was fitting this ship I didn't notice that I got the useless extender instead, so thanks for pointing that out. My next stop was an Outpost Frontier Stronghold combat site. It was going really well until the point where combat probes started appearing on D-scan. I flew around the system for some time, trying to combat probe 2, but I didn't find anything. With the session going on for a few hours then, I decided to log off for the day. My next session was a few days later. I'm not a hardcore EVE player and I don't have that much time, so I don't play day to day. As always, it started off with scanning the hole. After getting all the new signatures, I went on to do an unsecured Frontier Receiver data site. With the omnidirectional tracking link and a target painter, my ability to kill frigates with heavy drones went up. If they didn't have logi support, I could kill them with 2 shots, which really improved the time to run sites. The rest of the site went by easily, And with my improved salvaging skills, I could salvage the large wrecks, which somewhat improved the ISK I got. Since my T1 missiles ran out, I started using faction ones that were easier to get in the remote systems my wormhole connects to. After the next identical site, I decided to hack what was left with my alt. Since the rattlesnake is really slow, I don't want to hack with it. Most of the sites here don't need good scanning skills anyway, so I use the loot cache alt for that. This character only has the cloaking 3 skill trained above the starter skills. I wanted to check out the low-sec connection for now, so I left some of the most valuable items with my main. The low-sec static got me 9 jumps out of Rens, but with gate-camped systems on the way. Being confident with my abilities to fly low-skill exploration ships, I decided to take it. After coming back for around 200 million of loot, I started my route. As expected, I found the gate camp that both Dotland and Z-Killbot showed me being active in the area. Without bubbles, they can't do much to me since I can use the cloak MWD trick. On route to Rens, I sold the blue loot that the NPCs buy. It's great to not have to go to trade hubs to get rid of most of the cargo. In Rens itself, I contracted the rest of the loot to a third character that takes care of distribution. With the ISK that I got, I bought some more ammunition and a faction tracking link. I decided to run 2 tracking links for even more damage application in low tank situations. While going back, I encountered the gate camp again. The cloak MWD trick let me get through easily. After that, I went back to the hall and exchanged items. After refitting for my low tank setup, I went on to do a Forgotten Frontier Recursive Depot relic site. For the first time in ages, I got drone aggro here. I'm still not sure how it really functions yet, but it seems that in this C3 only frigates are an issue in regard to that. I kept my distance from the spawn point for a long time to reduce the incoming DPS and newts. The second to last wave was pushing my tank, but with the sentries I managed to finish it without issues, even despite my cap getting quite low. The last wave pushed my tank to the point of having to feed more shield rechargers. At the range I was at, the only newts I got were from the frigates, so they were my primary targets. I'm relying on a lot of active modules to get proper damage application, so low cap would be a major issue at this point, even despite having the ability to tank any wave with a proper feed. The last few rats got my cap low enough that I decided to not use my field to conserve it. I was using sentries, so a ranged script would help here. I didn't bring one because heavy drones are my primary drones and I never really used sentries, but those sites make me rethink my strategy. After finishing, I decided to rep my drones along with salvaging. Some of them got enough damage to be concerning. The total loot of the site was around 100 million. During the salvaging, I encountered a bug where one of my beams was not visible. For some reason I get quite a few visual bugs while I play recently. Of course I try to report them most of the time. I did a second site of the same type next, this time at a closer range to the spawn point. Things went well again, up to the point where scanner probes appeared on the scan. Still, the chase didn't bring me anywhere, so I went back to the site. The site was going really well up until this point. Yep, my internet connection died. Panicking, after 2 minutes I managed to get back and I only lost my heavy drones. At least I thought about it before and I brought spares. Despite my unstable internet connection, I decided to finish the site. Because I wasn't fighting at the long range I was at in the site before this one, the battleship rats managed to nuke me out from the moment they spawned. Drone tracking on those doesn't need that much upgrading to deal full damage all the time, so it wasn't that much of a problem. I dropped off my loot and decided not to hack the site for the sake of my unstable connection. I logged off and finished for the day. So, that was the next part of my C3 adventure. I haven't played since recording it yet, so stay tuned for what will happen next. Subscribe if you want to get notified about my future videos. If you want me to cover any topics in the game, or if you have any advice, leave a comment. That's it from me today, see you next time!